Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Jamaican Lady Home. My name is Terry, and on this channel I post authentic, unfiltered Jamaican homemaking content. In today's video, I am in the backyard on my pool deck, on my back patio, doing a full reset and a little bit of gardening today, you guys. I did not plan on resetting my outdoor space until I had finished resetting inside, but spring has sprung and summer is fastly approaching, so I decided to take a pause from inside and get the backyard together. So the outskirt of the deck, we do have a maintenance guy that comes once or twice a month and maintain the yard for us. His name is John, and John was just here last week, and he got the yard looking real good. So all I have to do now is get the deck together, which is what I'm doing today. If you are here, thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I'm so excited to have you here. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you have not done so yet. And let's get to a little bit of gardening. So when I migrated from Jamaica 11 years ago, I got into, there was like a dry period for me where I wasn't working and I technically didn't have a life yet. It was like a year of that. And so to help me go through the process and to pass time, I got into plants, gardening, and real estate, as well as interior decorating. You guys, quick tip here. If you have large planters like I do, a good tip and a good way to save money is by filling the planter halfway with plastic bottles when you're ready to plant. So, we recycle here, so just save you some plastic bottles or plastic jugs, those juice jugs, any type of plastic bottle you can use. Fill it halfway, and then what I have here is weed barrier that they use for landscaping to protect weed from coming up in your garden. And I'm using that right here to create like a foundation on top of the plastic bottles. So I only need soil halfway. So now I'm going to pour the soil on top of the weed barrier and create like a foundation. And now I can start planting. So you don't need to spend a lot of money to buy bags and bags and bags of soil, unless you have like a huge plant that has a very, very huge root system that does need a lot of soil. Then you fill the pot all the way. Good example of that is the plant I have inside, because the tree is so big and it has like a very good root system to support the plant and to also feed the plant. Then that type of plant, you would need to fill the pot all the way with soil. But for these plants, I don't. These plants I bought months ago, probably back in February at Home Depot. They were on sale and I put them here. And for the longest time, I tell myself I'm going to go out there, I'm going to plant them, but I just didn't find the right time. You guys, I just have so much going on sometimes where I cannot do everything. But I'm finding the time today because I didn't love the way my deck was looking. This past weekend was Memorial Weekend, and we had grill out, and we had my boyfriend had one of his friend over, and I was like, you know what? It's time I get the deck together. So that's what I'm doing right now. So in this pot, I'm planting 3 plants in this pot. And I have a specific way that I plant where I only plant the arrangements half of the pot. So I never plant them in the center, and I never put plants all the way in a pot. I'm not sure why, you guys, but it's just how I love to plant. And I just like the way it looks. So in this black container that you see here with the yellow lid, this soil mixture is what I use for my indoor plants. I only have it out here right now because I know I might need a little bit of extra soil. But this mixture has part soil, part perlite, part vermiculite, part slow release fertilizer, and part orchid bark. And I'm probably going to get into this in another video when I talk strictly about my plants, but I make my own mixture for my indoor plants because they require different type of soil. So the soil that comes in the bag in Florida is really compact and like it's muddy. It's like mud. And the reason for that is Florida is hot. So the soil is made for water retention, which works for the plants outside, but I don't need water retention for my plants inside. If it keeps water in the soil, the plants inside are going to die of root rot. So if you ever get into planting or gardening, I have lots of tips I'm going to be sharing here on this channel, both for indoor plants and outdoor plants. But yes, so I like to plant halfway in the pot, like put the plants either halfway to the front, halfway to the side, whichever way. And I just like how it looks. And this plant you see here with the red is a species of bromeliad. That's what it's called. So it's actually a self-propagating plant. So it's going to shoot out a lot of little babies after a while. And I'm going to have like a full pot of plant. Like maybe 4 or 5 more bromeliads that fill up the sides of the planter, and it's gonna look really nice. So I've had these plants sitting out here for a while, so the soil got so dry, but I don't like to waste soil. If the soil doesn't go bad, I like to reuse it. So that's what I just did there, was to take the majority of the soil off of the plant and put it in my little container. And this container that you see, guys, I fill it up the beginning of the year every year with my my soil mixture, and I just keep it in the garage and use it as needed. So what I'm going to do next is, as I've told you, I've only put the plants towards like halfway to the pot. And what I'm going to do next is to put the other half that just has soil now. I'm going to put dried moss on there, and it's preserved moss. And so it's going to look really good. And as you can see right now, that's what it looks like with just the soil. And I'm just giving it a good water as I go. So what happens when you water as you're planting is there aren't any air pockets in the soil. So when you put the soil in the planter, a lot of times they're like air pockets or air holes. So when you water it, the soil gets down into those air pockets. So the soil is everywhere in the planter. It's such a beautiful day here in Florida today. That is the preserved moss and you can get this at the plant nursery, at Home Depot, or on Amazon. I just buy mine from the plant nursery whenever I go there. There's a beautiful plant nursery here in Fort Lauderdale that I go to, and it's just so gorgeous. It just has a variety of plants, and I love going there. So that's what I'm referring to, is putting the moss on the other side of the plant. And as I water my plant in the days to come or weeks to come, I also water the moss, and the moss is going to grow. So these planters that I have here, you guys, the previous owner left these planters when they sold the home, and they were just brown. They had this brown copper look to them, and when I came 2 years ago, I painted them. But I made a little mistake. I didn't use exterior paint, nor did I seal the paint. So what you're seeing here is the pots just going through the storms. And I'm going to put a little bit of paint on them today to get them brand new. So, funny story. I was trying to get this done before the pool guy came. He came a day early today. He is so specific about us dropping things in the pool. And so I'm trying so hard to make sure that nothing blows over there while he's here, because he takes his craft so serious, and I respect it. But he hates when he cleans a pool and we put things in there. He gets so tight about it, and I just always think it's just hilarious. But before we moved to this house, I always thought when you have a pool, you just fill it up with water and you just go. But moving to this house, I've learned so much about it, and it really, the practicality of and technicality of owning a pool, I tell you, it is intense. And so we do not have the knowledge of caring for the pool, and so unfortunately it becomes a bill. And it's very pricey. Actually, it is like $200 a week to maintain it, because not only does he have to clean the pool, but he have to cure the pool, mix chemicals, put in there. So number one, the pool doesn't get green. That's what happened to some people's pool. Why the water gets so green is because the pool is not being treated, and it has to be treated with specific chemicals. So that you want to leave to the professionals. Honestly, I was trying to learn how to do it, but I don't want anybody's skin to peel off. So hey, I'm just going to not even. So this area here, I had a lot of plants that were in that died over time. They've been in there since the house was built. And when John was cleaning up the yard last week, I had him pull them all out. So right now I'm just putting some plants in there, and I'm going to top off the stone with some fresh white stones. These plants I'm putting in right now, they're called arrowhead. That is the common name. I want to say they're syngoniums. That's a scientific name. But they are truly beautiful, and they do elevate your outdoors. So if you're thinking about planting, try those. That is also another bromeliad, that red plant there. And here go the pool guy talking about he forgets something. Oh, he's funny. I cannot with him. I'm trying so hard to make sure not even a pebble drop in the pool right now, you guys, while he's here. But yes, so this is a bromeliad, this beautiful red plant right here, and it is self-propagating, you guys. So I am anticipating how beautiful it's going to be when it starts shooting out all those little babies, and new bromeliads are going to come up, and the space is just going to look so gorgeous with that. A good planter tip, if you are into gardening, do not plant your plant just straight down. You wanna tilt them a little bit, as you can see how I tilt the bromeliad, so you can look at the beauty of it at eye level, and you don't have to look up top to see the true beauty of the plant. The plant you see on the outskirt of the deck with that purple and green, you guys, you know that plant that you see everywhere, that trailing plant, that Spanish ivy, I believe it's called, where it's very common and people use it like to trail for fences, and it's a vining plant. This one right here with the green and purple does the same thing. It's just a little bit more unique. It's called a wandering Jew. That's a common name, but the scientific name is a Tradescantia, and it trails. It's a vining plant, so it trails and trails. So if you want to elevate your space, but not use the common ivy, Spanish ivy that is so common, you can just use this wandering Jew right here. And my plan is to have it trail down the sides of the jacuzzi area, or I'm going to have it vine up the palm tree here. I'm not sure yet. As it grows, I will decide what I want to do with it. I enjoy gardening. I enjoy planting. I enjoy gardening. it's so calming to me and peaceful, and I enjoy it very much. You guys, everyone needs an outlet. Everyone needs something that takes their mind off the struggles of everyday life. For me, it is gardening, plant care. I also love reading. I have a lot of books. Right now, I have over 1,000 books. And so I love to take a moment in my day, make some tea, or depending on what time of the day it is. If it's in the afternoon on warmer days, I'll make a cool drink, sit out here with a good book, water my plants, and just take a moment for myself. That's a plant I was referring to that trails and trails, and it's just so beautiful if you're looking for a more unique vining plant. But yes, you guys, so tell me in the comments, what is it you do to pour into yourself? What is your hobby? What is your outlet? Because we all need one or two or a couple, just to take our mind off the more seriousness of life. True story, I have fallen in this bowl already multiple times, actually, because I'm always sitting on the edge like this doing something. Fortunately for today, I didn't have any happy accidents, thankful. But yeah, so make sure you have a hobby or something that you do to pour into just yourself, not what you do for your family, not what you do for your home, but just for you. For me, it's gardening and taking care of my plants indoors and reading. I truly, truly love those, to do those things. And I think it helps me a lot to just go through my day to day. This is the other side of the jacuzzi, and I'm just going to try to mirror the same thing I do on the other side. The only thing I'm doing different here is the color of the bromeliad. I chose to go with pink on this side because the pots that are on the deck, they have both pink and red bromeliad. So I just think this would be very cohesive with the space. My boyfriend wanted plants all the way in here, but I didn't want that. I didn't want it to have a lot of plants. At least that's how I feel right now. Once a couple of days has passed, I'll decide if I want to just do it a different way or I want to just leave it as is right now. But for right now, I think I want to leave it this way and just very minimal with not too much plants. Something I do as well to ensure that I'm not overwhelmed with everything is I chose plants that are mostly low maintenance outside because we do have a sprinkler system, but look how beautiful that bromeliad is. We do have a sprinkler system, but Florida uses well water, and well water is hard water, so it rusts anything it touches. And so we don't have the sprinklers coming over on the pool deck at all. So these plants that you see here, I'm going to actually water these daily with my watering jug, my watering can. And that's okay. I'm actually going to enjoy that because I have to water the plants on the deck anyways. But for the most part, they're low maintenance. You don't have to be out here every day pluming or cutting anything, or just always having to fertilize. These plants do not require all of that. They just need occasional watering, and that is it. You guys, I'm going to have to make some more soil mixture later on in the month because I like to have soil ready on hand in case my indoor plants need a little bit of topping off, or some of the plants I have indoors I have for over 10 years because I've been planting and taking care of plants for a long time now. And so some of my plants have quite a bit of age on them, and so I have to change the soil from time to time so the plant continues to grow. Do you love plants, or do you have any plants? Tell me in the comments what type of plants you love for your gardening or outdoors, or what type of plants would you recommend I add here? If I was to add anything else. If you have any suggestions, just tell me in the comments. I am done with that, you guys. Wait, I have another one and then I'm done. But I was having a bit of difficulty because I wasn't expecting. I thought the stone was just on top, but the stones actually go all the way down, and so I was having a bit of difficulty digging the holes. But it's okay. Just taking my time. I was not in any rush. This was the highlight of my day. Taking care of my pool deck. I didn't have anything to rush off to. I had already cooked dinner for the week on Sunday, and inside, as far as I know, didn't need any much attention in the kitchen area or downstairs. So hey, this was pretty much all that I had going on right now. And like I said, this is what I do for me. I plant and gardening and reading is my self-care that I do. And so I enjoy this a lot. I really do. So the planter that is to the bottom left of the pool right there, the white planter, it's supposed to be a bougainvillea, and for some reason it is not blooming. I am not sure why it's not blooming right now. But I think I'm going to add some fertilizer there and see if that could promote some growth with the flower on the plant. I water it occasionally as well, routine watering. So this wandering jewel, this is what I was referring to. It's also going to trail down this side. It's a very forgiving plant. It really does not require a lot. It's going to be so beautiful once it starts to trail or vine up the palm tree, depending on what I decide to do. I truly love how the plants are going to come together, and I anticipate how beautiful the space is going to be and how the space is going to look once all the plants grow in and get bigger and become fuller. It's gonna be quite of an arrangement in here, and I just love it. I'm also gonna add some stones as well. There I go. So we had bought some stones from Home Depot. Mind you, this is Memorial Weekend when everyone else is in Miami, turning up or just having the time of their life. We're here going to Home Depot. But hey, that kind of tells you what age bracket we fall in, right? I tell you, I just was never one to love to run around or be outside doing too much. I've always just enjoyed a more peaceful, common life, and I am still that way. In the middle of all the chaos, I tell you, Florida is on another level, but I do not love going outside. Again, it's expensive, it is loud, it is vulgar, and I just do not want to be a part of it. I want no parts. I love being home. I love spending time at home and curating my space, enjoying my space as well, because that is something that I also love to do. I love to enjoy my space. I love to be at different parts in my house and do different things. And the people in my life, they love going out and they love doing things. And I do sometimes. I try my best to, incorporate some type of balance when it comes to going out and staying in. But I truly prefer being home. I prefer being by myself and enjoying, just the simple things in life. I have lost friends because of that. I've lost a lot of people because I just chose to not be everywhere and not be for everyone. You understand? When you are at a certain place in your life, don't let other force you into being someone that you're not or trying to be anything other than yourself. Others don't have to understand you, and others don't have to understand how you move, but how you move is just how you move, right? And that is it for me. There's a lot of people that I know that to this day we do not have conversations, and I don't know what they think it is. It's actually nothing. It's actually nothing. I just, prefer to be alone. I prefer to be by myself most of the times. My friends that I have, my very close friends, I've known them all for over 10 years. They've been around for the good, the bad, and the different, and I just don't feel like I want to entertain anything new, at least not right now in my life, and I have moments where I just cut people off because I just prefer to be by myself, or I've come to realize that where I am in my life, I just probably don't feel like that particular person contributes to my life in any way. And sometimes people want explanation. They want you to explain, hey, what happened here? And it's okay if someone meant something to you, or you felt like you meant something to them. You can explain to them like, hey, I'm just at a different place and I don't feel like where I am now that you need to be there. Listen, one thing I don't do is apologize for living the way I live. I just entertain a very simple life, and my circle, honestly, my circle is a dot. It's a period point. It's very small. Everyone does not have access to me. And I tell you this, you guys, everyone doesn't have to have access to you. You can be friendly, you can be cordial with everyone, but they do not have to have access to you. They don't have to sit at your table and break bread with you. I tell you this, a lot of times you go through things and you realize that people are only there, when it's convenient for them. So you make the decision to weed out any dead roots in your life, all right? And I don't know what it is today. I'm probably just spitting all the gems, but it is true. Weed out your dead roots. Cut out all the things in your life and people in your life that you don't have any need for, and that's okay. That is okay. I'm a firm believer in protecting my peace, and how I do that is weeding. I weed a lot. My phone list it's a small list. I don't even know if it's long enough to call a list. And, I'm okay with that. I'm never lonely because I know how to make myself happy. And that is a blessing when you know how to be good with your own company, or be good with a small amount of people that you have around you. You're a lucky person, okay? I don't want to get, I always say this, I don't want to get too sentimental or too deep in the video, you guys. So I am blowing off the deck, and I use the grass blower to blow off the patio, blow off the furniture. I do not wash these furniture, but once in a while I might hose them down because Florida is Rodentsville. There are possums here, rats, raccoons, squirrels, and the squirrels love to play at night. They jump on the fence, swing around, you guys, and pee on the furniture sometimes. But, it's one world, and we're here to share it with each other, so all I can do is just wash it off. But that is a piece of art that I brought back from Jamaica, both of those that are hanging right now. And I have two pieces of art from a very popular Jamaican painter, I believe, P. Peart. And I grew up knowing his work. His work is very nostalgic to the younger days as a Jamaican. And these two pieces of art I saw them in the airport when I was went home for Christmas in Jamaica, and I bought them, and they just look so good to me. They remind me of my childhood. It's a little girl on here. I think she's carrying like a bucket of water barefoot in front of a really old house, and I think this is the perfect space to put these art. To the left hand side are my two pool rule sign, and one of them reads, "Do you see your ool? It doesn't have any P in it. Let's keep it that way." I just think that is so funny. But yeah, you guys, I'm just hanging these outside to just personalize the patio space a little bit. You see how nice that looks? It's just very minimal, and it looks very nice. So I decided to paint the plant pots, but I couldn't find my paintbrush, nor could I find the rolling can that the roller rolls in. So I'm improvising right now, and this little plastic tray is supposed to be my watering tray for my indoor plants, so the water doesn't get everywhere. But today it's my painting tray. This is not exterior paint, it's interior paint that I have in my garage. But I think what I'm going to do is later on, when I have some time, I'm going to go to Home Depot and get some sealer and seal the paint on the plant pots, so I don't have to keep repainting these every couple years. These planters are beautiful. Like I said, when I got them, they were like a copper brown that you're seeing peeking through, and I painted these when I got here 2 years ago. This is water paint, so even though I am gonna get paint everywhere on me, it's easy to wash off, and which is why I really need to seal these plant pots so it doesn't wash off the planters outside. You guys, this is so peaceful. It's such a beautiful day. How can we not be thankful? You wake up and this is your day, and what is there not to be thankful for? I tell you guys, just like everyone else, I go through rough seasons, but each day I am reminded how blessed I am, because I get up to a wonderful, beautiful life, and that is enough for me. That is enough for me to keep going. You guys, we have to be thankful for everything, big and small. And we're not talking about material things. We're talking about just the blessings in general, good health, beautiful days, calming days. And even when the days are not so common, we're thankful because it's another day, right? And a lot of people would have wished that they got another chance, another day to carry on. And here we are. I am getting paint everywhere. You know what? I said I love to paint, but I never said I was good at it. Matter of fact, I think I need one of those painting suit that looks like the hazmat suits. I really do, because I am always painting, and I also need to have some of those, like, I don't remember what they're called, but they're like where you can spread out on the floor when you're painting so it doesn't get everywhere. This pot was so heavy. I was trying to figure out how to paint without getting it on my plants. And I do have painter's tape, but I was out here for hours, and I was not going to stop and going to my garage to get painter's tape. It would have been ideal right now because I could tape the plants so paint doesn't get on them, or just tape off the floor in general. But I just wanted to finish what I was doing, and here I go. I'm telling you, at this point, I could just dive in the paint because there was paint everywhere. But it's water paint, so it washes right off, and it's not hard to come off at all. Even if it dries a little bit on your skin, it just washes right off. But if you are going to paint your plant pots, you guys, or anything, use exterior paint. That's what it's for, outdoors. So that is what I would recommend, instead of having to paint and then go buy sealer to seal the paint. If you want beautiful spaces, you don't have to spend a lot of money. These plant pots we got with the purchase of the home. However, if you go on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, a lot of people are giving things away for free sometimes, or just selling it for dirt cheap. Don't be afraid to buy things secondhand, because you can put your personalized touch on it, you guys. I tell you, I love things secondhand. I tell you before, I love to read. I have this thing where I don't pay more than $1 for a book. So I have a website called Thrift Books where I purchase my books, or I just scuffle on the internet to see who is selling books for dirt cheap or is just giving them away for free. And I will go and look through what they have and pick out what I like. Same thing for planters. Concrete planters are very expensive here, and they are in Jamaica too, because my mom, she loves plants, and concrete planters are expensive. And OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace is a good way to get beautiful planters if you need them, or just furniture or anything. It's where I get most of my books. I have this one author that I love, Robert James Patterson. I just think he's just a genius when it comes to writing thrillers. And I started collecting his books a couple of years ago. And come to find out, there was a lady here in Fort Lauderdale, and here in Florida, and she had a collection, and she was like, I have all his series and I will sell it to you for $20 if you come pick them up. I drove an hour and a half to go get that collection, and I enjoy James Patterson's books, and I want to continue collecting them. But secondhand is the way to go, you guys. Actually, when you are gifted something secondhand, or you buy something that's already been used, it's your way to also put your personal touch on it, and a lot of times paint makes everything brand new. You see how this plant pot looks new? That's what paint does. You put paint on anything and it's brand new. Furniture, decor, anything. You can paint anything. You can paint appliance if you really wanted to. They have appliance paint. By the way, if you have a piece of furniture or appliance that's rusting and you're not ready to get rid of it, paint it. Paint is magic. I enjoyed this beautiful day, you guys. I enjoyed making this video. Everything came out so nicely. The patio deck is now ready for us to relax for the upcoming months and enjoy the space. This is home. This is life. I love it here. I love my life. I'm thankful every day for everything that I have and all the blessings, big and small, you guys. If you watch this entire video, thank you so much for coming back over and spending the day with me. I truly appreciate all the positive comments and all the reviews and that are coming in on this channel. I am hoping to build a wonderful community over here where we can have conversations every day and take care of our home. You guys don't forget to like, subscribe, and go back and watch my previous videos to catch up if this is your first time here. The space came out so well. I technically spent all day out here. You guys, the technicalities of content creation is intense. It does take a long while, but it's very rewarding when you're done. And that was it, you guys. I'm going to just let these pots dry overnight and then put them where they go. I enjoyed this evening, and thanks again for stopping by. Bye, you guys. I'll see you next week.